Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. So, if this is your first time viewing, let me introduce myself. I am Latasha Pinkney. And for those who've watched any of my content on YouTube, I share faith based messages of inspiration because I believe it's one of my life's purpose, which is to encourage others. So, listen, for those of you who are new, and even for those of you who aren't new, I'm trying something a little bit different. So, as I shared, much of my content has been faith based messages, built around a Bible scripture or just something that's been impressed upon my spirit that I would like to encourage others about. But I wanted to try something a little bit different, and that is to use more of my story in a manner that I hope and that I believe will be an encouragement for other people. And I'm sorry if you hear that noise in the background. It's my dog playing around and having just a good old time. But anyway, I wanted to use more of my personal story and this journey and the things that I've been walking through. And I always say that the only thing that makes me unique and different from the next person is that what I experience is unique because of the individual through which that experience is happening, if that makes sense. So we all go through ups and downs, trials and tribulations, and so on and so forth. But our individual upbringing, where we might find ourselves at that stage in life, that will be the difference in how we sort of process through those things. And so this is my attempt possibly to process out loud, to process with you, for us to process together. Some of the areas specifically, what I want this to look like, this series, are those areas that we sometimes find ourselves stuck. So I have to preface this by saying I'm not really sure, what this is going to look like, if this is going to be something that I'm going to do weekly, daily. I don't really know that yet. And I'm giving myself the grace, and I hope that you will too, to kind of allow that to flow as it should, just because, I do have other things going on, and, I work, have a family. And so time is not always available in the manner that I would like. And so I have my notes because I do want to give you a little background of where we're headed on this journey. And I hope that I have those of you who are interested, who would like to come along. And, this is me, I guess, at the forefront, sharing my story and my journey. But I definitely want to create a community where you feel that you can share, we can all share, we can learn from each other, we can glean from one another's experiences, and we can grow and hopefully navigate this life, which is at times trying, just a little bit easier with the support of others. This is a safe space, judgment-free zone. So I hope that you feel safe to share your story. And so some years ago, I had written this book, Identity Crisis, and that was really a look at, or an attempt to look at, the spiritual identity crisis that befalls each and every one of us. So that was from a much broader perspective, but I decided, that I wanted to do a bit of a deep dive for me specifically as it relates to me, because I know I'm not the only one who has struggled at some point with attempting to identify what their purpose in life is like. And what that looks like as it unfolds. And so my trusty handy notes. So what began as an attempt to better understand the forces behind this crisis, it actually led me into a deep dive into how we sometimes get stuck in the patterns, places, and seasons that are designed to move us along life's journey. And, I have to say that not every situation where we find ourselves stuck is necessarily bad, but it can be right, because we can remain in a place, in a state, and others have moved on from it. And so essentially we're stuck there. And so for me, I now find myself in a stage of life where things have been transitioning at such a fast pace, you know, kids growing up and moving out and going to college, you know, doing their own thing. Our family moved a few years back, and here most recently, we lost our pet. Yes, I'm going to say that because he was an integral part of this family for 13 plus years. And so I'm just like, God, this is so much change at once, because we literally dropped our daughter off at college, and 2 weeks to the Sunday that we said goodbye to her, we were saying goodbye to our dog. So that was a lot of change at once. And so, as I said, I thought that sharing my journey of navigating these changing waters would not only benefit me, but others. And so, honestly, you know, I struggled with how I wanted to get my story out. I began writing. And to be honest, I didn't know if it was going to be a book. I was calling it a collection of essays. And so I just began just writing things as it came to me, things that I thought about, that I struggled with and being stuck, the things that I learned along the way and how I was able to process and move through that stage. Excuse me. And because I am an overthinker, I just didn't really want to think too hard about it. I just wanted to get the story out. And so I did, like I said, begin writing, but I wanted to take, in the context of this time that I have with each of you, those things that I've written and really, like I said, process it out loud. So the stories that I'll share along this journey, I mean, they're real life. They're my life. They're things that either I have recently walked through, I am currently walking through, things that I'm learning, I've learned along the way, things that I'm currently learning, and how that all looks for me. And hopefully you'll be able to take something from there and use it to shape your own life. I can't even talk. I'm so Southern, y'all. Your own life. So anyway, pray for your girl. This was just my introduction to what that looks like. Please, 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 I hope you will tune in, you know, turn your notifications on, give me a thumbs up to let me know if you're interested. Share this video with others who you think that could benefit. But we're going to be talking about the places we get stuck, specifically as women, right? Because I'm a woman. So I'm coming from a woman's perspective, and certainly I welcome any and everyone to join in on this journey, but I can only speak from the vantage point of being a woman, because that has been my experience. And so that's where I'm planning to share. But again, be on the lookout for the next video. It's gonna kick off with when our oldest was preparing to graduate and go to college, because that really was like the tipping point that really started me on this journey. So gotta begin there. But anyway, take care until next time. Be blessed, my friends, and enjoy your day. Goodbye.